welcome back to my channel. So this week we're going to be talking about recall again. So getting your dog to come to you when you call them. And again, like always, we're going to start in a non-distracting environment. So here in my living room and kitchen, here you can actually see me working with this with Wrigley. It's a very simple game that I'm going to teach you guys how to play this week, incorporating a really fun game that I use very frequently in training called Ready Find It. So what this behavior looks like is essentially I'm tossing a find a treat away for Wrigley to go eat, and then as soon as she's done eating it and begins to turn around, that's when I'm calling her back to me, getting really excited, running away from her, and I'm clicking when she's actively moving back towards me, and she gets the treat when she gets all the way to me. Okay, so in terms of recall cues, getting your dog to come to you, I would choose something new. Okay, most people like to use the word come, and a lot of dogs have realized that come comes with attachments, and one of those attachments is actually not coming to you at all. So if your dog is not coming to you 100% of the time when you call them anywhere you call them, I would recommend going ahead and changing that word to a completely different word. The word that I chose here in this video is the word bacon. I personally can't say that in a negative tone at all. I always sound happy when I say it. That's a really important factor in recall. We always want it to be fun for your dog. So if I find myself saying the word in a boring tone, my dog is also going to hear it in a boring tone. I want to be really upbeat and happy when I'm using this word. So here I'm demonstrating just the basics of the Ready Find It game. All I'm going to do is say ready in a really upbeat tone, and then find it, drop a treat right in front of my dog. As they get better with it, I'm going to start tossing those treats farther and farther away, so she actually has to move away from me to go get the treat. What I like about this game is it has a built-in recall to it. She's always going to pop back to me for the next treat, so we can use it as a recall training game. Okay, next step, what you're going to do is make an association with that word. So what I'm doing here is I'm saying the word bacon and then following that with 5 treats in a row. Me saying bacon once equals a lot of yummy treats for Wrigley. Now the important part here too is using high value treats. I wouldn't use kibble for this game. We want it to be something exciting that your dog only gets when they hear this one particular word. Now with this word too, you guys are seeing me do it back to back here just to show you what exactly the game is, but what I would instead do with this game at home is spread it out throughout the day. Randomly go up to your dog when they're not expecting it and play this game. You're just gonna walk up to them, say bacon, and then follow that with 5 treats. What's happening to our dog's brain right here is, okay, for whatever reason, whenever this lady says the word bacon, really good things happen to me, and we just want that positive association paired with this word, so over time your dog gets very, very excited about this one particular word. At home, I would exclusively work on this Ready Find It game just by itself and the association game with that one particular word separately. So your dog gets those 2 pieces of this very, very strong before we move on. Now, the next step to this is actually teaching your dog what to do when they hear that word. And that's where we're really going to combine those 2 pieces. So what we're going to do is toss a find it treat away, allow your dog to go eat it. Then as they're turning back to you, that's where you're going to cue the recall. Okay, and when they get back to you, you're going to treat. You're going to see me add the clicker into this here in a moment. What you guys are going to do with that is you're going to click at some point on the path that your dog is traveling back to you. It doesn't have to be right up close when they actually get back to you. I would almost click as soon as they turn around and look at you. Okay, I'd click then for those first few steps and then encourage your dog to come all the way back to you. What you guys will see me do in this video here is I'm actually conditioning Wrigley that the food is always going to appear in between my legs there. Okay, so later on with the recall, I actually get her to come all the way back to me. Instead of me tossing food to her when she comes back or holding it out way in front of me, I'm conditioning that, hey, food always is going to appear with this word right in between my knees. Let me elaborate a little bit more on that hand placement. So the reason I'm making a big deal about it is I have met so many dogs that don't have a good understanding of what the recall means. What is the end of the behavior? Does it mean come to you and blow right past you? Does it mean come to you and then immediately turn around and go back to doing what you were doing before? Or does it mean stop 5 feet in front of me so you can't actually grab my collar and leash me up? Okay, so a lot of dogs get really smart with this. So I really want to teach our dogs that I want you to come to this designated place every single time. And what this kind of turns into is a targeted zone. If you guys saw my nose touch video, if your dog knows a nose touch, that's going to be super helpful for this recall. That hand in between your knees can turn into a nose touch behavior, and it gives your dog a place to go and stick their face to get reinforcement. Once your dogs are doing pretty well with the basics of this game, you guys can start making it harder, start putting yourself out of sight a little bit. I'm kind of using this island a little bit to put myself out of sight of Wrigley and then calling her to me when she can't really see me. Going room to room in your house is also perfect for this. That was just difficult to film for in this video. But absolutely go out of sight, go across the house, make it more challenging, past distractions. All of those kinds of things are going to be really important in working up this game initially. Advancing further with this one, moving outside into different environments, practicing at different distances and distraction levels. All that stuff is going to take a lot of time to build a really solid recall, but these are kind of the foundation steps that you can work up a really good recall with your dog. I will, of course, be making more videos adding in the distance and the distractions. You guys, this is just one simple game you can start to play with your dog at home, inside, to get them to understand what the cue actually means. Okay, so this is just a piece of it. There will be more coming. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I hope this goes well at home with you and your pups. Hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you next Thursday. Happy training. Quick, quick.